Okay, so I'm all about making fasting as achievable and easy as possible, particularly if you want to go for a bit of a longer fast, like 20 hours. It took me a while and a bit of trial and error before fasting for 20 hours felt sustainable for me. I ended up creating a bit of a checklist just to help keep me on track during a 20-hour fast, which I have provided as a free download in the description if you want to have a go at it. It's a quick and easy guide to help you stay on track and just includes the things that I do to hopefully help you out. The checklist breaks your day into 3 parts: your fasting window, breaking the fast, and your eating window. So I'll just walk you through it. First up, the fasting window. This is where you're giving your body a break from digestion and letting those fat burning and cellular repair processes kick in. Just so you know, at 5 to 8 hours, your blood sugar normalizes so that you feel a bit more alert, but you can also feel a little bit hungry as your body is transitioning from a fed state. So you're going from feeling full and satiated to feeling a little bit hungry. For me, I've found what works the best is for my last snack at night time to be the start of my fast. Now I do have a late night snack, usually protein and yogurt with a little bit of keto granola. So my fast would generally start around 8:30 p.m. I have the snack because it's high protein and just feels like it keeps me a little bit full at the end of the night, and I really like it. So it's kind of like a treat. I usually go to bed at around 9:30 p.m. and wake up at 4:45 a.m. So when I wake up, I'm about 8 hours into my fast. I start off with water. I drink almost 500 mils at this point, which sounds like a lot, but it just fills up that feeling of hunger that I might have at this point and sets me up so that I can start exercise. I do over an hour of exercise, some weights, and then the treadmill. I do fast walking, not running. I have learned that running makes me very, very, very hungry. So I don't do it unless I am not fasting. After exercise, I have a half glass of slightly warm water with a pinch of salt in it. This is my electrolytes. It helps me avoid feeling tired and gets rid of any headaches. As I get the kids organised for school and myself for work, I'll keep drinking water, and I also have black coffee with no sugar or milk. Well, it's black coffee, so obviously no milk. The key at this point is that I'm quite busy. I also try and time my longer fast so that I'm going into the office, as I find that I'm more distracted at work in the office and I'm not so close to food. So the checklist at this point reminds you to start the day with a large glass of water. Hydration is key. Take your electrolytes. This is crucial for avoiding fatigue and headaches. Stay busy so that you keep your mind off food, and listen to your body. If you feel genuinely unwell, it is okay to break your fast early. Now at around 12 to 18 hours, the body enters the fat burning stage as it shifts its energy source from glucose to fat. I usually feel a mild ketosis at this point, with potentially a mild headache, which I try and overcome with salt water, and I need to go to the bathroom a lot. I'm also cold. This is a very common feature of my fasting and a lot of people's fasting, being really cold. Now, if I feel a headache or even just mildly tired, I'll make sure that I do have that warm water with salt in it. At 18 to 24 hours, the body enters the ketosis state. This is where I find I'm the most focused and I'm not really thinking about food. Ketosis is where fatty acids in the body are metabolized and the liver starts producing ketones as an alternative source of energy for the brain and the muscles. It potentially enhances cognitive function and mental clarity, which is where their energy and focus comes from. The presence of ketones can also suppress your appetite, which actually makes it easier to continue fasting. At 20 hours, it's time to break the fast, which for me is usually around 4:30 or 5 p.m. So I usually go till 5:30, which is 20 to 21 hours, as that's when I finish work and it's just easier. With all of these recommendations, this is my experience and what I have found is working for me. I'm not a doctor and I'm not telling you that you should do the same thing for the same results. I'm just sharing what works for me and my experience. And if you want to keep hearing about what does work for me and what I have found, particularly as I enter my 40s, after trying all the workouts, all the diets, and all the things, then make sure you subscribe so you don't miss one of these awesome videos. The next part is breaking the fast. This is actually as important as the fasting itself. You don't want to shock your system. The checklist reminds you that you need to start gently with breaking your fast. Break it with something that's easy to digest. I've given you a few ideas in the download. Don't overeat. You're hungry, you know that you're allowed to eat, but whatever you do, try really hard not to eat all of your calories in one sitting. And don't forget to continue drinking water. I break my fast with boiled eggs. I love eggs, and it's a good mix of protein and fat. That's easy too. About an hour later, I'll have a greens powder, which isn't necessary, it's just something that I'm trying out at the moment. I'll also have something small like a handful of cashew nuts, just to keep me going. Dinner is usually 2 hours after I've broken my fast. This is important because it means that I'm not eating a big meal straight away. I'm giving the body some warning that I'm eating now with some boiled eggs and nuts or whatever, but I'm not eating the whole thing. It also means that I'm not starving when it comes to dinner time, which is also not ideal, I've discovered, as then I definitely overeat. My dinner is usually vegetables, proteins, fats, and carbs, even if they are in the vegetables. So often it will be chicken, a wrap with salad and some hummus. Later on, I'll have my nighttime snack, which is my Greek yogurt with a scoop of protein powder and a bit of keto granola. Then I'll stop eating. If I was going to do 24, which is 20 hours fasting and 4 hours eating, then my eating window would normally have to end at 9:30, which isn't ideal for me because that's when I go to bed. So I usually flex my fast just to make it line up and work for my lifestyle. I don't want to have to faff around trying to work out what the time is that I have to stop eating, and I just kind of want it to work with how I live. It is important to think about this for your own fasting too. There's no point just trying to force the fasting or force the eating window or force the timing into what isn't ideal for your lifestyle. It just makes it more likely that it's not going to be sustainable. Sometimes my eating window is 4 hours, sometimes it's 6, sometimes it's 3, and sometimes I'm not fasting at all. So my eating window is the whole day. How I feel dictates how I fast. But for 20 hours fasting, it's important to fuel your body with the nutrients it needs after your fast. So if your eating window is 4 hours, the checklist reminds you that you need to prioritize protein and healthy fats. It keeps you full. Eat plenty of non-starchy vegetables. This is your fiber and your nutrients, and include a source of complex carbohydrates. This helps give you energy. And don't forget to enjoy your food. Make food that you like. Make eating good. The checklist for your 20-hour fast is all about trying to make it convenient for you, and it is about consistency, not perfection. Download your free copy by clicking the link in the description, and thanks very much for watching.